About 3 months ago, I released my Oscar-nominated YouTube video titled Listening to K-pop After Liking K-pop Demon Hunters. And after recording that video, I've gotten hundreds of comments asking me to react to certain bands, artists, albums, what have you, most of them being K-pop. And as someone who likes to listen to indie, rock, and maybe a little bit of American pop, K-pop is definitely very different for me. And so I absolutely love all these suggestions and listening to the different bands. And so for today's video, I just wanted to listen to many of the bands that you guys recommended and give my takes on them. But before we get into that, I have a few ground rules that I want to cover. Number one, I'm a drummer, and I have been for a while now. And so when listening to music, I tend to gravitate towards beats, instrumentals, and a little bit more of that kind of stuff when listening to different types of music. And so if you hear me talking about beats, fills, drums, instrumentals, all that stuff when I'm talking about this music, that's why. Number two, how I would actually listen to the bands that you all recommended is by first making a list of many of the bands that I see pop up. And then what I would do is every day for a while, I would choose one band and listen to only that for the entire day. That way, I would get a good vibe of what the band is rather than just listening to maybe 3 of their songs and generalizing them based on that. So for all of the bands that I talk about, I will have listened to many of their songs and gotten a lot of the variety that they offer. And while I did listen to what a lot of these bands have to offer, number 3, my knowledge of all of these bands are still that of a newcomer. If I make a mistake, please let me know kindly in the comments. And of course, I'm going to be making a lot of generalizations about these bands because I can't specifically talk about every single song I've listened to or every song that they've made. I'm going to have to make some generalizations based on what I think most of the songs sound like to me. All this to say, I'm going to get stuff wrong. Let me know, but be kind about it. Thank you. And a quick disclaimer, I don't know any of these bands personally, obviously. So if I'm ever talking about a band and I'm saying, man, I love this song, I love this artist, I love all the stuff that they're making. And if that artist has by any chance done something despicable or diabolical, I'm appreciating the art, not the artist in that case, okay? I know none of these bands personally. We're good. And finally, I just want to let you know, this is not going to be a reaction video. I felt kind of bad on my last video because a lot of people clicked on it and left a comment saying, I thought this was going to be a reaction. This is not a reaction video. I am going to be talking about these bands and talking about a lot of the songs that they make, but I'm not going to be directly listening to them for this video. Reaction content just isn't what I like to make. I'm not calling anyone out. That's just not the type of content I want to make, and it's not the type of content that I like to watch. So I'm going to be avoiding that. With all that being said, let's listen to some music, shall we? Starting off with a good one, we got NewJeans. A few songs that emulate what their sound kind of is Super Shy and OMG. Super Shy is very cheery and almost cutesy in a way. The lyrics are kind of goofy, but it's honestly just a fun song to listen to. And OMG, I would have to say, is give or take the easiest song to get stuck in your head. I just love the song. I especially love the chorus with the way the singer goes, oh my God. It's just so fun. Like, how can you not sing along to that? And overall, they have a lot of bangers in their catalog, and I really enjoyed listening to their songs. Their sound, I would describe, is kind of like cutesy, kind of quirky in a way, vocals, and then held back instrumentals. Almost like, let's focus on the lyrics and let's accompany them, but let's do it kind of in the background a little bit quietly. The instrumentals are obviously very peppy, they're very upbeat, but they don't intrude on the vocals. And it's kind of different than what a lot of bands do, and I really liked it. It's really nice. It's a very interesting sound because on one hand, you can definitely listen to them in the gym and get hyped up and like get a really good workout in, but simultaneously, you could listen to them to fall asleep. Like the exact same song can be listened in both contexts. And it's really cool, and I really like it, but it's very different, and I like it a lot. And I'm so sorry, but I have to mention this next song because I hate it, but I absolutely love this song. And that's okay, it's Gods. The song is Gods. And now, why do I say I hate this song? Because it's a League of Legends song. Okay, I will be honest. I have played League of Legends before. 2 games, and I did not like it. However, this song is so friggin' good, it makes me so mad. The chorus is so energetic, especially the way the vocalist just yells out, Gods! It's just so good. And the way the instruments like explode with the vocals, and it's just this huge boom, like punch you in the gut. It's just awesome. Especially the last chorus with the way the drums like fill into it and then stop and then boom. It's just, okay. I am not lying when I say I think about this song. I think about NewJeans, or I think about friggin' the word gods. And this song is stuck in my head and I can't get it out. So when I said I hate this song, I was not talking about the song. I was talking about how I hate how much I like a League of Legends song. And overall, I like this band a lot. I clicked with them almost immediately. Like the first song I listened to, I just absolutely fell in love with it. Super pretty vocals, super fun instrumentals, like I said, kind of held back. It makes for a very interesting feel. Just some really fun songs, and I like this band a lot. Next up, we have Tomorrow X Together, aka TXT. Another highly recommended one, and I'll start by saying that when I was listening to this band, I thought to myself, I'm adding way too many of their songs to my playlist, which is weird because I enjoyed listening to their songs a lot, but it got to a point where I liked them too much to where I was saying to myself, whoa, 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 calm down, buddy. You're adding way too many songs to your playlist. Chill. I liked a lot of their songs a lot, especially Loser Equals Lover, which is spelled really weirdly, I remember. But it was one of the most recommended songs from the last video, and absolutely for a good reason. It's amazing. It's such a good song. The chorus is really fun, especially the way the singer goes, I'm a loser, and it just echoes in the back, and it just sounds so nice. It's just pleasing to the ears. There's also a really cool build towards the first chorus that I thought was very interesting and made for a really good song. Another song that I liked a lot was Good Boy Gone Bad, which honestly felt a lot like Your Idol to me, especially in the instrumentals, the vocals, and in general, the like bad tone to it. If I had to say that one song influenced Your Idol the most, I would honestly say this one, which I don't think is the common belief, but I saw a lot of similarities, and that is of course a good thing because I love Your Idol. So anything similar to that, the chorus is definitely very different, and it was very good. It just like kind of forces you to sing back, like with the rhythm that it has going on. It's just really cool. One song I did want to mention was 9 3/4, which was this super fun, energetic song that I liked a lot. And then towards the end, it had one of the weirdest bridges I have ever heard. And at first, I was kind of put off by it. I was like, that's odd. This is kind of weird. But the way it catapulted the song as the final chorus was so unbelievably just awesome that I was blown away by it. I thought it was just an amazing song. It was so well done. And I ended up loving this song. And overall, TXT was a band that, like I said, I added a lot of songs to my playlist, and I connected with them a lot. I thought they were a very energetic band, very lively vocals, instrumentals, just everything worked to make a really fun band that I clicked with a lot. And this is going to go for a lot of the bands coming up. But like I said in my last video, I love when a K-pop song is mostly in Korean. I just love the sound of the Korean language. I think it's so pretty. And this band had a lot of Korean in it, obviously. And that was definitely a plus. It's a great band. Definitely recommend them. Coming up next, we have ATEEZ. Now, this band felt very different than what I was expecting it to be. Coming off of a lot of these kind of, like, you know, the sound of K-pop, like very upbeat, very pretty vocals, kind of like perfected in a way. ATEEZ was very different. It was obviously very influenced by K-pop, but it felt a lot more rappy to me. It felt a little bit more hip-hoppy almost. Like often there will be stretches where it's just a very simple instrument, maybe a very simple like trap beat or something, and then just one rapper just spitting words at you. If you're familiar with American rap, it's kind of similar to that. And I liked it a lot, which is impressive because for some reason, I am extremely picky when it comes to rap. I don't know why. This is just one of those genres that I'm extremely picky with because I think it's because I just don't connect with it very much. Like, I've just never really been a huge rap guy. I mean, as you can see, I definitely like NF, if he's still considered a rapper. There are a few rappers I like a lot, but I've just never really connected with it. So for ATEEZ, what this means is that it's an uphill battle to make me like them. However, ATEEZ might have won that uphill battle because I ended up liking them a lot more than I expected. Are they my favorite band that I've listened to for this? No, but I really like them. If you're familiar with American rap music, it's pretty similar, except with the obvious difference of it being mostly in Korean, which once again, I kind of like. One song that I actually adore is Utopia by them because holy cow, this is probably the most infectious song I've ever listened to in my life, especially the chorus, because there is a high note that a few of the singers sang that is so incredibly high. Like, if you watch a video of them performing it, they literally have to, like, curl their body just to be able to hit the note. It is so impressive. It is such a hard high note to hit, but they hit it, and it's very impressive, and it sounds beautiful. And although I did say that this band is more rappy in the feel, this is definitely one of their more poppy songs. I don't know if I would ever call this song a rap song per se, but it feels like them. It feels like their vibe, even though it's different, and it's so good. I love this song. Like, genuinely, there's something about it that I just, whenever I hear it, I just get hyped up that very few other songs can do. Like I said, it has exceptional vocals. Instrumentals are very fun, especially the drums. I'm a sucker for drum, like, upbeat hi-hat beats. I don't even know. What I was trying to say is just, instead of a continuous eighth note rhythm on the hi-hat, they just do it on the upbeat. I think it sounds super good. It's very simple, but for some reason, I like it a lot. I think it's really good, and this song has one of them. It's awesome. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm talking about this song more than the band, but it's just it's so good. The final chorus of this song, right before going into it, there's like this drop in all the sound, and then it just boom explodes into the high note, right? And I don't know what else to say. The song is just, oh my goodness. Of all the bands, which this is not my favorite band overall. Of the bands, this might be like my top 3 songs that I listen to for this experiment. I honestly, it might be number 1. It is such an amazing song. Listen to it, and in general, I like this band a lot. I think they're very good. But this song, man. Oh, all right, let's move on. Another band that was highly, highly recommended was IVE. Now, a lot of people recommended the song I Am by them. Here's the problem. They prefaced that recommendation by saying that Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, which is honestly one of my favorite songs of the decade, that song, they said, was a ripoff of I Am. Which, first off, how dare you? Sorry. But after listening to this band a little bit more, my impression of them is that they're kind of a quieted Twice. Like, think about all of the things that makes Twice so great. I'm a big Twice fan. I think they're very good, very upbeat vocals, very fun, poppy, girl boss. Just take all of that and like drop it a few intensity levels, and you pretty much have IVE, which is absolutely not a bad thing, because I'll pretty much cling to anything that's similar to Twice. I like their music a lot. The song Not Your Girl feels very similar to a typical Twice song, especially with the cheerleader-esque "let's go" chants. It's very infectious. It has a fun chorus. It's a great song. And let's get to the elephant in the room real quick. After listening to I Am, I definitely see the resemblance to Golden. Both of them have very similar sounds. They have similar song structure in general. There's the quiet beginning going into a very quiet pre-chorus and then a very loud chorus. It's nothing unique to this song, obviously. A lot of songs use that structure, but the similarities are there. They also both start with a 4 to the floor into a triplet beat, which is just boom, 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 boom into. And while I'm saying that there are similarities, I would by absolutely no means say that Golden is a ripoff of this song. I Am is primarily in Korean, while Golden is mostly English. The instrumentals just feel different to me. There's something about them that just feels very different. And in general, while there are similar structures, instrumentals, whatever, both songs have a different vibe. They're definitely very, like, they feel like completely different songs. Just from when you're listening to them. Now, that being said, I absolutely love I Am. I think this is a very good song. I love the chorus, especially the high notes on the Who I Am and Far Away lines. I think it sounds very good. It's very pleasing. Like it a lot. I especially liked with the instrumentals, the kick drum felt very kicky. The singers know what they're doing. It's very pretty, and it's mostly in Korean, so it sounds very nice, obviously. They do have different sounding songs than like typical K-pop, though. Like Blue Bloods felt a lot more acoustic, especially in the drums. It sounded completely different than what you'd expect from like a K-pop group, and I ended up loving the song a lot, so plus there. Hypnosis is really rocky, once again, with a really fun piano center that kind of turns into a guitar center, and I just love it. Also, the song had a villainous tone to it, which I am always a big fan of when a song is almost kind of like bad in a way. It's kind of like, ugh, like I shouldn't be listening to this. Ugh. They're just really fun, and I'm really glad I got to listen to their stuff. All right, let's get to the big one, Stray Kids. Now, here's the thing with Stray Kids. When I was watching K-pop Demon Hunters, one of the friends that I watched them with said like, oh, you should listen to Stray Kids. It's very different to K-pop Demon Hunters, but I think you'd like it. And I was like, sure, whatever, sure. And then I didn't. Then later, another friend that didn't listen to K-pop at all, he recommended Stray Kids as well. He was like, it's a very good band. You should listen to it. And I was like, okay, sure, I will. And I never did. So for this video, when I got Stray Kids recommended a few times, I had to check them out, and I'm very glad I did, but I wish I did earlier because they're really good. Now, they are similar to ATEEZ in a way. They are very, very rappy and feel a lot less K-poppy. There are a few songs that I would say, yeah, that sounds like a K-pop song, but most of the time it sounds like rap, and it sounds very good. Their songs are definitely feel very rappy in the aggressive and energetic tone that they have. Most of the songs are very like just yelling at you really fast, and very aggressive drums, very aggressive instrumentals, and I liked it a lot. It's very fun, and it's very different than what I'm used to. If you enjoy rap music, I'm pretty confident that you'll like this band. They have a very similar vibe. It's very energetic, and it'll definitely get you pumped up for whatever it is you're doing in your day. And I ended up clicking with them a lot more than I expected to. Walking on Water in particular was a song that I clicked with a lot. It has a super fun chorus with the way that the vocals kind of like walking on, they're kind of like DJing in a way, and I really like it. It's different, but it's really, really interesting. Add on a super fun drum beat and instrumentals, and you have a sick song to listen to. Freed was a really cool song to listen to as well. I especially liked the way the guitar kind of like whispered in the back, but was still very aggressive in its feel, and it gave the song a lot of like oomph to it. It was just awesome. I thought it was very unique, and I love the vibe to it. Phoenix was another song I liked a lot. I thought it had a very nice sound to it, and I especially liked in the chorus the way the singer goes, light up the night, I'm reborn with fire. Like that kind of cadence to it. I thought it was very nice, and then later the synth does the same kind of rhythm, and it just sounded so cool, and I just loved it. In My Head was a really cool song. It was a lot more rocky, which I definitely connected with more. I ended up writing in my notes that it felt like an early 2000s rock song. I ended up liking it a lot. I thought it sounded really nice. It has a super fun chorus, and I really liked the chorus towards the end where it was just a kick guitar and like clapping. It was super cool, super energetic, loved it. Yeah, Stray Kids is awesome. This band knows what they are doing, and if I have my research right, they are self-produced, which in the K-pop industry, very impressive. Keep it up. I love this band. I think they have a lot of really cool songs, a very interesting vibe to them, and in general, just loved listening to it. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. All right, next up we have EXO. Now, EXO has a very interesting vibe to them that I cannot for the life of me describe. They feel very similar to a lot of other K-pop bands, to the point where sometimes it felt a little bit like they felt a little generic K-pop to me, which is definitely not a bad thing. I'm not saying generic is necessarily bad. It's very fun. It's very upbeat, whatever. It felt a little bit like similar to that. But then other songs felt a little bit more hip-hoppy almost. What I'm trying to say is that there's a very interesting vibe to them, because part of them feels generic, and then part of them feels like a band, like there's something about them that I've never heard any other band do. And I don't know what it is. And it's cool, and it's interesting. I just don't know what it is. Like Monster, for example. The chorus feels very K-poppy, but the verses feel more hip-hoppy, maybe feel a little bit more quieter. It's a really cool mesh of these two different genres, and I think it's really cool. And the way the drums and the vocals came together, it made for a very fun tone, and I ended up loving this song. I think it's great. Add on another villainous tone, and you have another song that I had a great time listening to. But on the other hand, Playboy felt kind of like a cross between K-pop and rap. And we have kind of listened to a few other bands that do that already, but it's interesting that that this band can do that too. That's awesome. It was so different. Like the vocals felt very K-poppy and very like, okay, yeah, I've heard this before kind of thing. Not bad, obviously. It's very nice. But the instrumentals felt hip-hoppy and a little bit more rappy. It made for a really cool vibe that, once again, I can't describe. It's different, but it's so cool. And then there are other songs that just feel entirely K-poppy, like Love Me Right. I had to mention because I recognized it from K-pop Demon Hunters. The song had a super infectious chorus with very fun vocals and instrumentals, and it was very well produced. I like the song a lot. Great song, and I liked the band a lot. Even though I'm saying it felt generic in a way, there's something about them that feels unique. It's really cool, but it's really confusing. Like I don't know if any of you will feel it the way I feel it. Like it might be just a me thing, but it's such an interesting vibe that I've never heard like any other band have. But I like it a lot. It sounds good. I like listening to it, and I added a lot of songs of theirs to my playlist. But overall, I love listening to this one. Let's move on. Next up, the batter's box. We have Red Velvet, which I will say felt like a very lively band. And I think as I listen to more K-pop, I think I'm going to say this to more bands, a lot of their songs do feel very typical K-pop. But I'll say this again, that is not bad, because I ended up loving a lot of the songs that this band had to offer. I really liked Russian Roulette, the song, not the game. Very poppy, great vocals, great chorus. The whole 9 yards, really good song. Queendom was also super fun. Lively chorus, great singers, especially the way one of them kind of like chimes in on the background of this one. Super cool. Liked it a lot. And overall, just a really great song. Feel My Rhythm was another really great one. I just really liked the way the chorus, like, boom, exploded in your ears. It was really interesting. Now, there is one thing I wanted to mention with this song. There is a violin part in this song that's kind of like whispering in the background. It sounds so nice. When I was listening to it, I was like, wow, I love the way this sounds. It's very pretty. However, it sounded identical to the violin part in The Good Part by AJR, if you know that song. It's really good. It's such a nice melody, but it got to the point where when I listened to this song, I have to compare the two because they sound identical. Now, I'm not saying Red Velvet copied from AJR. This type of thing happens all the time in music and really any type of art. Obviously, similarities are going to happen, especially in music when there's only so many notes, you know? So from my point of view, it's just a funny coincidence, and it's definitely not a detriment to the song. I think it adds a lot because it's just such a pretty part. I just had to mention the similarity because I thought it was pretty interesting. And overall, Red Velvet was a super good band. I definitely had a good time listening to them, but overall, I didn't click with them quite as much as some of the other bands that we will and have listened to. I would absolutely not say that they're mediocre or bad. I definitely think they're very well made. They have very pretty vocals, very good instrumentals. There's just something about the band that I didn't connect to quite as much. I see the appeal though, because all of their songs are exceptionally well made. They have very nice melodies, very good instrumentals. I just didn't connect with them quite as much, but I definitely recommend you check them out, make your own opinions, and see if you like them. They're definitely a lot of fun, so check them out. Up next, we have ENHYPEN? ENHYPEN? I don't know. Now, I want to discuss ENHYPEN because while kind of similar to Red Velvet, while I like them a lot, and there are a few songs that I loved, overall, I didn't connect with the band quite as much. Now, I'm very confident that if I listened to more of their stuff, I would like them more. But as it stands right now, they're definitely very good. They have a very fun vibe. Just not my favorite personally. And ENHYPEN, I don't, this is going to sound a little mean, but to me, I mentioned it with EXO and Red Velvet, but ENHYPEN to me felt a little bit too like typical K-pop. If you like that sound, they're definitely very good. Obviously, they're very well produced. They have very nice vocals, very good instrumentals, typical K-pop stuff. It's just a little too like generic for me. Most of the bands, like EXO, I talked about it a lot, but EXO, Red Velvet, whatever, if they feel a little generic, there's usually something very special about them popping out. Like there's something that, even though I can say, yeah, that sounds like this other K-pop band, there's something about them that kind of like grabs my attention and keeps me listening to their stuff. And I definitely feel something with ENHYPEN. Obviously, with any type of human art, there's going to be obviously that feeling of, yeah, this is special. And ENHYPEN has that. There's definitely a lot of cool stuff that they have. There's definitely something special about them. It's just not as pronounced for me. And I didn't connect to this band quite as much. Now, does that mean they're bad? Absolutely not. I think ENHYPEN is a very good band. I opened this segment by saying great instrumentals, great vocals, whatever. It's just not quite for me. Now, that being said, there are a few songs that I actually loved, one of which being Drunk Days. This song is awesome. I listen to this song a lot in my free time. I think it is a incredible song. I love the way the chorus is just so energetic, so full, so lively, and then at points it like stops entirely. It goes completely dead quiet, and then this like weird electronic instrumental takes over. I just love the way that happens, and it makes for such a cool listening experience. And obviously, throughout the entire piece, the lyrics, the instrumentals are very solid and engaging. I, in general, just liked it a lot. Fever was also really great, and it had a more aggressive tone in the vocals and the instrumentals, and in general, just the overall vibe of the song was very aggressive. And I ended up loving this one. I think it's really great. Great chorus, and just a really great song overall. I really connected with this one. I will mention Polaroid Love, because this is kind of what I'm talking about with this band. I think it's a very good song. It's very well created. The singers know what they're doing. The instrumentals are good. There's just something about it that's not quite special to me and not really drawing me in. Now, I'm absolutely not attacking ENHYPEN. I think they have a very nice sound to them, and I definitely think they should keep making stuff and improving. It's not quite my cup of tea right now. All right, now we've gotten to one of my favorites, that being Dreamcatcher, which, side note, is one of the sickest band names ever. Dreamcatcher? What the fuck? Now, you have to be pretty badass to have a name like Dreamcatcher, but unfortunately, this band just doesn't quite live up to their sick-ass name. They freaking go beyond that, baby. This band rocks. Now, imagine for me real quick a heavy metal artist. Got it? You're good? Now, imagine a K-pop star. Good? Let me guess. They look nothing alike, right? Well, Dreamcatcher says Boulder Dash and combines those two into a really sick band that I loved this band. Their sound is a very cool combination between heavy metal, rock, and K-pop. It's just so cool. They have really aggressive and kind of punchy drums, really sick guitar riffs that just hook into your heart and just keep you listening. And they have such beautiful vocals that whenever I listen to them, my body just reacts, and I'm able to sing perfect Korean back at the old radio. I can't do that normally, but when I'm listening to Dreamcatcher, I can sing in Korean. Sure. They just have such a fun vibe that, like, it's just hard to deny their badass nature, you know? If I had to pick a song, I would say Vision is probably the most emblematic of their sound, and it's friggin' terrific. I love this song. Fierce vocals, aggressive instrumentals with a really fun guitar. Yikes. With a really fun guitar that's kind of like sliding back and forth in the background. It's so interesting. I love it. And it has just such a epic chorus that just forces you to get moving. Like, it's just awesome. And while I'm saying this is kind of a metal K-pop hybrid band, yes, they have a lot of songs that are like that. There's a few songs that are very different. Like Starlight is a lot more K-poppy, while Jazz Bar felt a little more like lo-fi in a way. That's so cool that a band can do that. Switch from like the hardest metal sound that you've ever heard and then do a song like Jazz Bar that's just like quiet and mellow, and it's so cool. Dreamcatcher is such a sick band. Although the next band is probably my favorite that I listen to, I would have to say Dreamcatcher is probably the band that I loved the sound of the most. It's such a fun combination, and it makes for such a cool listening experience that I just loved it. I think it sounded awesome. I absolutely love this band. If you haven't listened to them, please listen to these absolute queens. They deserve it. I think they sound great. Check them out. It's awesome. And finally, this is the band that I got recommended a few times, and I'm so glad I did. And it's kind of a drift from K-pop, that being The Rose. Now, why I'm kind of saying it's a drift from K-pop, because yes, they have made, especially a lot of their older stuff, is very K-poppy. Their newer stuff feels a lot more indie and alternative, which if you saw in my last video, is my favorite type of music to listen to. I genuinely believe there is a factory somewhere that the sole purpose of this factory is mass producing music that is like perfectly tailored for me. And they're literally just The Rose. They're just making that music because I love the indie instrumentals and the overall sound of it, but also there's a lot of Korean in there. a lot of the Rose's stuff has the Korean language either sprinkled in or the entire thing is Korean. And I love that. I think it's such a pretty sound and a combination of sounds. And an extremely niche thing that I had to bring up. Do you know the sound that a guitar makes when you like go down the string or when you switch strings? That kind of like weird noise. It should be annoying, but I love that noise. I think that noise sounds so nice. And I hadn't heard it for any of the bands that we listened to before this, but the Rose, I did hear it. And just that niche little detail made me connect with this band immediately. Like, there's something about that noise that just makes it feel authentic. Even if it's added in post, like, there's something about it that just sounds so nice. I love it. Now, a few songs I wanted to highlight. I had known Slowly and Sorry before doing this experiment. And both of these songs friggin' slap. They are so good. Sorry has very pretty vocals, and obviously the kind of indie rock feeling to it was definitely welcome on my end. And there was a super cool build that kind of went into the final chorus that I just loved a lot. It's just such an amazing song. Definitely listen to this one if you haven't. Slowly is a very slow song, fitting name, but I clicked with it a lot. I thought it sounded great. The drums had an almost kind of like swing to it. Like, it was kind of offbeat and it was kind of weird, but I liked it. I think it sounded so nice. And like the other song, very pretty vocals, very nice sound to it. Just loved it. Now for the song Nebula, I wrote in my notes, this song is fire. Need I say more? The song is 100% English, so it's very easy to understand for me. And the instrumentals are very indie rock, which chef's kiss. Loved it. And the final song I had to mention was She's in the Rain. I love this song so much. It's very acoustic. It's very pretty. The I can't talk. The lyrics are so pretty. The drum beat is very simple, but I really connected with it. And it started very quiet, but then the way it just like exploded towards the chorus, it's just a gorgeous song. Overall, this band I just loved it. I loved this band so much. And while Dreamcatcher is the band that I would say I connected with the sound the most, I think the Rose is probably my favorite band that I listened to from this experiment, so-called, because it's literally like perfectly tailor-made for me. And I just think all of the songs that you guys recommended were amazing. I don't think any of these bands I would categorize as bad. Like, there are some bands I had issues with or I didn't connect with quite as much, but they were still incredibly well made, and I could definitely see the appeal of them. Some of them are very quiet. Some of them are very sweet. Some of them are very loud and get you hyped up. Some of them make me feel like I've done something wrong, and that's just awesome. I mean, that was my entire thesis of my last video, is just how amazing it is, that how amazing music is and how different people can react to it. And I love music, man. Like, genuinely, I think music is probably the coolest thing we've made. And here's the thing, since my last video, I have been and will continue to try to listen to music from different cultures, because yes, it's cool to listen to indie rock, American indie rock, whatever, because I connect with it and I like it a lot. But also, I'm excluding 90% of the world's music by doing that. And so listening to K-pop for the first time was probably one of the first times in my life that I kind of stepped out of my bubble of music. I stepped into a completely different culture and a completely different style of music in a language I couldn't understand. And I loved it. That's awesome. That's the power of music, and I just love it. And believe it or not, I'm trying to learn Italian. I can speak it a little bit. So because of that, and because I love the song Zitti e Buoni by Maneskin, I decided to listen to some Italian pop. Why not, you know? And if you're interested in listening to the songs that I end up really liking, here are a few of them. I definitely recommend you give this a shot. These songs slap. They're amazing. And once again, do I understand a word of it? Occasionally, but most of the time I have no idea what they're talking about, and I still love it. I still connect with it. That's awesome. I love music so much. This is awesome. And you know what else is awesome? The fact that I just ranted for a while and you guys sat and listened to it. And I greatly appreciate you listening to this Yap Sesh. I had a lot of fun making it. And if you want me to do more, leave the bands you want me to listen to down below or songs. I'll definitely check them out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Have a good day.